So start in a child's pose. Have your arms reaching back behind, like alongside your body. Yeah. And if your forehead doesn't make it quite to the floor, rest something underneath, either a pillow, a towel, a small block, just so you're not straining anything. And let the breath just slide in and out right now through the back of the throat. Let your lower back spread across the tops of your feet. And allow yourself to feel a connection to your body, your breath this morning. So you could just move through the practice, and the goal is to feel good. The goal is always to feel good. Good. If the arms are out behind you, slide them open if you have room. Some of you are in bathrooms or tighter spaces, so it might not work, but make like a T with your arms. Yeah, make a T with your arms. Perfect. It's a little different. Just be here for a breath or two. Just find extension from fingertip to fingertip, like you're in a warrior two. Yeah. Just kind of breathe your arms open across the floor, spread your palms, make that connection. And as you begin to slide your arms forward, do it really slow and kind of scoop up the energy like you're moving something in front of you. So then your hands anchor towards the ground. And now they're in a more traditional child's pose. So just the arms are now anchored forward, and there's a lift of your forearms always up off the ground, an anchoring of your hands, and make the connection. Good. Now curl the toes under, lift the hips, and come to your first dog. Take up some space on your mat this morning. A lot of space. Some days you need tighter, shorter down dogs. Right. Sometimes you need a deep bend behind your knees. You didn't miss anything, Tracy. We were in a child's pose. Now we're in a down dog. It's really exciting stuff here in Short Hills, New Jersey. Yes, downward facing dog. If you need to take a couple breaths to kind of anchor yourself, take a quick nap, do what you got to do. So a little bend behind your knees is super helpful for a lot of us. I like spreading the toes because I begin to feel the front of the shins getting a nice little stretch. But the goal is to breathe your hips way up off your shoulders so you're not dumping down into the joint. Feel your outer triceps begin to squeeze in. Press down through your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. And then once you kind of get all the wiggles out this morning, find some stillness for a few breaths and just begin to feel your body, feel your mind, feel your breath, and just settle in. And as you move through the practice, it's normal for thoughts to come, thoughts to go, and to, find little distractions along the way. That's just part of the meditation, the moving meditation. From your dog, roll forward to plank and see if your down dog to plank is set up correctly. Your shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrist. And as you come forward to this plank, you want to lead with your chest and get a broadening of your heart center. Your outer triceps continue the gripping in. Your shoulder blades spread across the upper part of your back. Your gaze, I like the front edge of the mat. It's just a good drishti, a good focal point, keeps a nice extension of the neck. And know you can always modify. The knees to support at any point during this works great. Stay with it. Bring a little bit more weight forward onto your tippy toes. So you're kind of driving that energy forward to the front edge of the mat. Feel your hands really firm into the ground. Make that strong connection. Draw the pit of the belly in and up and feel your outer hips, the sides of your legs, and your ankles all hugging together. Now keep all that with straight arms and straight legs. Find your down dog. Good. And you may get to your dog and have to bend your knees a little. That's totally normal. Roll forward again to a plank. Lead with your chest if you can. It's a good habit to think that way. Yeah. Fix your eyes in the front edge of your mat. Anchor here. Lower halfway or drop your knees if you know you need support. Sometimes a little micro bend is really nice too, and just a little lower. Keep your eyes fixed, your neck long. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Hips up and back, down dog. Bend behind your knees as much as you need. Again, plank position like an ocean wave. Halfway to your version of a push-up that works. Re-straighten to a plank position. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, roll forward plank. Move on the breath if you can, halfway to your version of a push-up. Good. Slide through an up dog or a baby cobra, depending on what you need. Lead with your heart, lead with your chest. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. 1, 2. Feet can have a little separation here. Long spine on the inhale, or hands can rest on the front of your shins. Find nice extension. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Breathe your heart open. Stand up really tall this morning. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips and prepare you. Step to plank. Make it really deliberate this morning. Lower halfway to a push-up chaturanga support if you need. So you can lead with your chest for up dog, or I'll demonstrate baby cobra. Looks like this. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So you're going to find whatever movement works for you this morning. Everyone has slightly different variations of their vinyasas. Some of us add things, some of us skip things. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Yeah, depends how much coffee you've had. Long spine, weight is forward. I didn't even finish my cup. Yeah, it's waiting for me. Fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky. You guys look very serious. Not my top box. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. You know who I'm talking about. Long spine, prepare. Step to plank. Step to plank. Lower halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Make it really deliberate. Feel everything you're doing. It's so great. Up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. It's the best part of the day. Yeah. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there light. Long spine. Keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Good. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Couple more. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. We got to get into our groove. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head just fall. Long spine sets you up. You can step if you're ready to float. You always land in a chaturanga push-up. Good luck. Upward facing pulls you through, or baby cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there light. Long spine. Keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Nice, clean, simple movements. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Look up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your weight carry you forward. Long spine sets you up. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa. You can add an extra push-up. You can take one out too. Upward facing, press firm through your hands and the tops of your feet. Downward facing, hips press back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. So your arms are going to stay super straight. You're going to look to your hands, and you're just going to hop your feet all the way through and sit down. Just sit down. You can just leave your blocks at the top. Lay down on your backs. Bend your legs in half like this. Reach your arms forward and up like a little Pilates roll up and hold. So if this gives any strain on the back of your neck, you can take your hands and just kind of hold your hands behind the back of your head. Good. So the lower back spreads, the arms anchor. You're lifting from deep inside your core. Good. Keep the lift of the shoulders. Keep the neck super long. Look towards the sky. Lift the legs on an angle and pause. So straight up at a 90-degree angle is going to be the easiest for the lower back. A little bit more angle is going to be a little bit more challenging. You pick. Keep the lift of the shoulders. Keep scooping out your belly. Rebend your legs, take the feet, press them to the floor, lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. So we'll do a few like this to kind of fire up our core. Pull yourself up, pause, do them slow. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you, okay? It's different for everybody. Rebend your legs, get anchored first, lift a little higher, and then exhale, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle that works. Rebend your legs, get anchored, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. 2 more. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend, anchor, lift higher. Exhale, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle, hold. You can tap the heels if you want a little more this morning. Lift them back up on that angle, hold. Keep lifting. Rebend the legs, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Hug the knees, rock and roll. Once you get up, cross your ankles, move through a vinyasa that works for you. Chaturanga push-up may feel good. Upward facing dog may feel excellent. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Take your right knee and hug it straight in. Drive the floor down, so press into the floor, scoop out your belly, and fix your eyes a little forward. Step your right foot all the way forward and through. Drop your back knee at an angle. You can always pad here. Good. Take your hands for, just for a second, just take your palms and see if you can get them flat to the ground. If you can't, you can always use blocks, okay? Or you could tense your fingertips. Turn your right foot out on an angle. So my right toes are gonna face the corner edge of my mat. So my right foot is out on an angle. My left hand can stay down, either flat, tented, or on a block. So depending on what you need with your shoulder, your chest, the opening here. Take your right hand on the top of your right knee thigh area. Now gently rotate your right leg out and roll to the outer blade of your right foot. I'm going to move the block so you can see my foot. So I'm just giving my right inner thigh a little bit of pressure. I'm not jamming the knee at all, just a little bit of pressure. And I'm just going to turn a little towards my fireplace with my chest. Just going to look a little right, a little sideways, a little up. And I'm going to roll to the outer blade of my right foot. I'm just going to pause and breathe here. Good. Few more breaths. Right, so everyone's going to be a little bit different. Some of us don't feel as much. Some of us need a little bit more. Some of us can't do very much at all. Good. Turn your chest back forward. Re-straighten the leg. Pivot the right toes forward. Take the hand down to the ground. Integrate the back leg nice and slow. Grip your right hip under you. Get yourself situated here and then come to your crescent lunge, okay? So just feeling things slightly different this morning. Your arms are moving straight up, so a little different movement here. On the inhale breath, you're gonna straighten both your legs, but you're not gonna go pin straight with your right leg. It's gonna have a little tiny bend, just like I'm demonstrating here. Good, you're gonna bend again into the front right thigh. Here we go, try it again. So integrate up and straighten, hugging your hips in. And rebend. One more time. You're going to straighten, do it really nice and slow. Feel your legs get some nice extension. And then rebend and pause. Drop your arms by your side body. Pivot forward. This is where blocks may be helpful. You're going to launch off to warrior 3. A little bend behind the right leg. Blocks underneath your hands can be super helpful, like I'm showing here. If your balance is solid, your arms can reach back, forward, or hands to prayer. Definitely have a little bend behind the right leg. Hips are pointed towards the floor. Chest is nice and open and lifted, and your dristi's looking forward. Find some stillness. Maintain your breath. Giant step back, warrior 1. Navigate your back foot the best that you can. Rise, warrior 1. Arms moving straight up on the inhale breath. Straighten front leg as much as you can, little micro bend. Try again, bend deep into the front right thigh, spin your left ribs forward. Try that again. On the inhale breath, straighten the legs. On the exhale breath, get a little heavier, rebend. One more time, spin the left ribs forward, straighten, anchor that back leg, rebend. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Left palm's gonna anchor. You're gonna drop your left knee on an angle. You're gonna pivot into a modified side plank such as this. Left palm down, left knee to the floor, right leg lifts. If you wanna add the little bind here, grab the right ankle, kick behind you, open up the chest, look up. One more big breath in. Release the right leg if you added that little bind in. Look to the floor, plank position, pause. Be in plank, 3 breaths. Lead with your heart and chest. Firmness of your hands. Halfway to a push-up if you can maintain. Upward facing or cobra or skip altogether, it's up to you. Hips up and back, downward facing, exhale all the breath out. Roll forward plank, hug the left knee in, scoop out your belly, arms are straight up and down. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward and through. Drop your back knee on an angle. Use blocks, 10 fingertips. Left hand places to the front of that left thigh knee area. Turn your left toes out. So my toes go out on an angle. You pick how much you want to do. Right hand down on something, maybe to block the floor. Use your hand to encourage the left thigh to drop open. Roll to the outer blade of that foot. So it could just be a small motion, guys. And then turn your torso, your gaze a little to the left, look sideways, look up. So there's a couple actions happening here. You have your psoas, that's my back right thigh. I have my left hip getting an opening, and I'm creating an openness of my chest with a little twist. Breathe. So it's as much or as little as you need here. You give it a little bit more. If you want a little more, you back off if it's too much. Turn the torso back forward. Straighten out the foot. Take both hands to frame that left foot. Integrate your back leg. Grip your left hip in. Get solid and then come up. Crescent lunge. Once you come up, the arms move straight up towards the sky. On the inhale breath, you're going to straighten out both your legs. A little bend at the front left knee is helpful. And then you're going to get heavy and rebend. So try that again. Straighten the leg about 3/4, almost all the way. Rebend. Good. Hip points move forward. One more time. Straighten the best that you can. Grip the hips in. Rebend the front thigh. Drop the arms down by your side body. Tip forward with your torso and push off to warrior 3. Make it as smooth as you can. Bend behind your left knee. Flex your right toe strong. Lift the eyes of the shoulders up. Look forward with your eyes. Flex your right toes and spin the inner thigh to face the ground. Transition back slowly, warrior 1. You have to kind of guide your back foot on a warrior 1 angle and then rise the arms up. Integrate the back right foot so it presses firm. Straighten the left leg so both legs go pretty straight. Spin your right ribs forward and then rebend that left thigh so you can get a little heavier there. Try it again. Straighten the left leg, spin the right ribs, anchor the back leg, and then rebend. One more time. Straighten, get the quadriceps to engage, rebend, pause for a second, warrior 1. Look up with your eyes. Hands to frame your front foot, anchor the right hand, drop the right knee, I pivot the toes out, and you slide into this supported side plank. Good. If you want to add the little bind, it's up to you. You catch the ankle, the kick goes behind you. It's just showing the little things you can add on. Take it or leave it. Grip the right hand to the floor, the right ribs hug in. Breathe yourself open. Unravel the top leg if you added that in. Look to the floor, find plank. Pause and hold plank, 3 breaths. Chaturanga push-up. See if you can maintain a breath or 2. Lead with your heart and chest for an up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full solid exhale breath out. Look to the top, step or float your feet there this morning. Long spine on the inhale, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit into your first chair pose. Weight moves back into your heels. Heavy in the lower half of the body as the arms energize up. Little C curve in your spine. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer and drop your arms. So a couple sun Bs together. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit deep into your chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. That might just be going to a dog this morning. It's up to you. Once you get to your downward facing dog, guide your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior 1. If you're nursing an injury and crescent lunge feels better, opt for that. Hands come down on your own beat through vinyasa. When you arrive in your down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior 1. Just reminding you, if your lower back is sensitive in this, pitch forward a little so you're not jamming into that low back like I'm demonstrating here. Hands come down, vinyasa or not. Up dog should be smooth, no jerky movements. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So pay attention in your dog. You may feel like you have a little bit more extension to the back side of the body now. Maybe the center of the heel can get a little closer to the floor, maybe not. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine, weight is forward, exhale, fold. Sit into chair, your feet may be together or a little separated. It's up to you. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. From the top, everyone, sit deep, chair. Yeah, so really like sit low in chair pose. Then dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up, step or float through your version of the vinyasa. Yeah, you might want to do a crazy little jump back, up dog, hips up and back, downward facing. On your own breath, right foot lands, back foot turns, version of warrior 1 that works for you. Good, and then you bring it back down on your breath through a vinyasa, or you pause in a dog and you just feel. Left foot comes through when you're ready, warrior 1. So that's the beauty of Zoom and just, yoga in general. You move at your own beat. Hands come back down, vinyasa. Upward facing dog's a smooth transition. Nice, Jess. Hips up and back, downward facing. And this is where you have to be still and you have to be patient. Let the body just pause. Arms stay super straight. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Get there light. Long spine, keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into chair. Get heavy in the lower half of your body as you sit deep. And then shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky. Give your arms energy and then sit to your chair. Perfect. Dive over those bent legs, forward fold. Let your head go. Prepare on the inhale, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Press firm through your hands, the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior 1. Back down you go through a vinyasa. Looks good, Tracy. Yeah. Left foot lands, back foot turns. I feel like I should be wearing your pants with this top. Yeah, then we really coordinate much better. Warrior 1. Hands come down through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog feels good. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Be still. We're just going to do one more after this. And we'll move on. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there smooth. Nice jump, Steph. Long spine. Weight is forward. Exhale. Fold. Sit deep chair. Weight into your heels. Stick your butt way back. Shoot up to stand up. Get that energy that you need. Nice. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Last one. With eager energy, arms go up. Sit deep into chair. Dive over your bent legs. Forward fold. Head goes. Long spine sets you up. Step or float through a vinyasa. So you could dump the push-ups if it's too much. Up dog, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Keep it moving, building some momentum. Back down we go through a vinyasa. The left foot lands on your own breath, your own count, warrior one. Good. Back down we go through a vinyasa. Looks good, guys. Upward facing smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, breathe your right leg up, only hip height. So you want to, when you lift your leg, think about lifting it from the inner part of your thigh and flexing your right foot like you're leaving a footprint on the wall behind you. Now, when you do that, your outer arms grip in and your hips hug in. Perfect. Let your head be soft. So you're just breathing your right leg up. Good. You're going to come forward to plank and draw your right knee straight in towards your navel and round your spine. You're going to round it like an angry cat, kind of like cat cow. Yeah, I want you to draw in. On the exhale breath, you're going to open up back to that three-legged down dog. So you're going to take the right leg back up. So you're doing this slow, guys. So as you come forward, try it again. Round your spine and scoop out, press in. Right knee draws in. On the exhale breath, the right leg presses up. One more time. Round in, hug in tight like an angry cat. And then land your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong on an angle and cartwheel open to warrior two. Look at your feet. Make sure on the same plane of energy, right heel lines up or intersects with your back left arch. Get heavy in your front thigh. Breathe your collarbone and your chest open. Wrap your right thigh open as well. Now close your eyes and maintain some stillness and breath work right here. A few good breaths. Give your left arm a little bit more energy. It has the tendency to get a little lazy and we lunge forward. 3 more breaths. Good. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. So now as you reverse your warrior, you're going to straighten out your right leg on track almost all the way, but keep a little micro bend. So you're in reverse triangle pose. Pause here. Let your left hand slide down the back of that left thigh and find extension from your big right toe through your fingertips. Float into triangle pose, landing your right hand on your right shin. Lots of juicy extension here. A block is super helpful outside a calf if you need that lift. Side ribs long, look up. So the goal here is to really open up that heart, that chest. Anchor through your feet, your inner and outer thighs. Yeah. And then find some stillness in the pose that you can just kind of hold on to this juicy sensation. Keep it all together, look down and see if you can seamlessly transition to half moon. I personally bring my hand to my hip and then I launch myself forward. But everybody's a little different how they do this. Maybe you need to go to a wall, but make sure that your right foot is facing directly forward. Yes, it hasn't turned in. And then maybe you can spread your collarbone, your chest. Lift from your inner left thigh. Spark up your left toes. Add in what you need. Taking away, adding in, adding more. Maybe the bind speaks to you right here. Side body long. If you fall, you enter again. Grip your right hip underneath you. Look down. Take a giant step back, warrior two. Find it the best that you can, warrior two. Breathe your collarbone open. Good. Reach out and place your right hand on the inside of your foot. I like a block personally. Yeah, I press the block to the floor and then I use the back of the tricep. I kind of anchor in. And then my left hand has the ability to either come to the hip or wrap around for a half bind. And I really get a nice opening of the chest here. Look over the left shoulder, grip the right hip in super strong, and then maintain the pose here, pressing solid through the left leg. And then enjoy this hold right here. Breathe. The right hip likes to jut out, so scoop it underneath you and turn your ribs from right to left. Couple more, stay with it. Unravel the left arm to the sky, look to the floor. Take both hands to frame your front foot, pivot the left heel. You're gonna get out of the pose kind of how we went in, but a little different. Right knee's gonna come to the outside of the right tricep and you're going to hold. If you'd like to bend your elbows and work on a little version of Ekapada, you're welcome to. If you know the arm balance, give it a whirl. If not, just stay here and breathe. Step or shoot it back through vinyasa or go right to a down dog and just be here. Deep breath in. Full exhale, breath out. Lift your left leg up on the inhale breath from your inner thigh and pause. Press firm through your hands. Focus on the little things when you do little things like this. Your outer hips hug in, your outer triceps work. So as you come forward, you're going to round your spine and you're going to draw your knee to your forehead, but your arms are going to stay really solid and really straight. Scoop out your belly. You got it. On the exhale breath, you're going to press your left leg up and back to that three-legged down dog, but you're going to maintain a lot of stability. You're going to come forward again on the inhale breath. You're going to round and scoop out knee to forehead. On the exhale breath, you're going to extend with a lot of good energy, left leg up and back. One more. Come forward, scoop out your belly. Then look forward and land your left foot forward and through. Turn the back foot on a strong angle on your own breath. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Set it up here. Take a few moments to arrange your feet. Make sure it's set up properly. Your inner left thigh wraps open. And just like a lot of openness in the chest. Yeah, your hands can come anywhere. Like if you're struggling with any neck, shoulder issues, you can place your hands to your hips. You can do anything that feels good in your body. It's a yoga practice. It's meant to work for you. Okay, so there's not one right way to do this. Good. I had a period of time I was practicing with my hands on the top of my head because I had like pins and needles. Like this works. Play with it. Be open to making the poses work and feel good. But then find what you need and settle in for a few good breaths. The moments that we hold is the opportunity for us to get stronger. 3 more breaths. Drive down into the floor to create the energy that you can use to maintain. Blink the eyes open if they close. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior first, and then start to straighten out your front thigh. So now you're in this reverse triangle, a nice long extension from that big toe all the way through your left fingertips. Then you'll tip into your triangle pose. Setting it up so it works, somewhere in the front shin, utilizing a block, whatever you need. Breathe your collarbone open. Anchor through your feet, your inner and outer thighs, spread your torso, and just feel. If your thoughts start to wander, come back. Plug the big toes down into the mat. Look to the floor, set up for Ardha. So move your weight forward and lift your back leg up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Lift from your inner thighs, spark up your right toes and feel your side ribs very long. Add in what you need here. If you add it in Shavasana, add it now. If not, just stay. Three more breaths. Hug your left hip in. Keep that left foot forward. Transition smooth, warrior two. Nice big step. May take more than one step, but arrive safe. Spread your collarbone and then reach out and place a block or your hand to the inside of your foot. The right arm wraps towards the sky. Hand to your hip. You can slide behind you. Half bind probably would feel pretty good. Turn the bottom ribs and look up. A strong angle with your back thigh and a hugging in of your left hip as you get this nice twisting open sensation. Crown of the head is moving forward. Breathe. Keeping a strong shape in the lower half of the body, just unravel your right arm. Look to the floor, place both hands down to the ground, peel your right heel, slide your left knee to the back of your left tricep somewhere and hold. Bend your elbows in half, take a push-up chaturanga, play with Ekapada, which is the flying version of this. The back leg would lift up off the ground. Yeah, it's not happening for a lot of us, but we just start working on little things to get us there. Nice work. Step or float through your vinyasa or just go to a dog and exhale the breath out. Good. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there this morning. Get there light. Long spine on the inhale. Keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise to come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms and stand still. Have your blocks at the top of the mat on the highest setting will be helpful. Standing on your left leg, bend your right leg up into a tree. I'll turn towards you. It's a little easier to demonstrate. So your right foot comes to the inner part of your thigh, tree pose, hands to prayer. Hey, just keep in mind that if the foot doesn't make it to the top of your inner thigh, it can also come down low. All right, keep that in mind. Grip and hug your outer hips in. And then grow the branches of your tree however they feel good. Sometimes it feels good to have the arms straight out with the palms open. I like that. Sometimes it feels nice to have them kind of half up towards the sky. Some days it feels good to go all the way up. Maybe fixing your eyes towards the ceiling. Grow a little bigger. Good, and then keep your arms moving up. Your hands may need to come to a prayer or your hands to your hips, but float your right foot away from your inner left thigh. Let the toes kind of point towards the ground. The shape of the hips hasn't changed at all. Just kind of hovering. Good, keep the arms moving up. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit into a chair like this. Flex your right foot strong. Drop your arms back like a set of airplane wings and come down. So you're kind of in this ankle to knee chair version. Flex the right foot strong. Blocks here are great. Flex the right foot around the outer part of your left tricep, or maybe the hands come to prayer and you breathe. Steer your hips back. You want to get real heavy in that standing left thigh. Get a strong external rotation of your right thigh. You're going to get that by flexing your right foot, but breathe your chest open so you're not collapsing. That's why for a lot of us, the blocks are actually quite helpful. If you're dying to go into a flying pigeon here, you're welcome to do so, but just be mindful of your body, your mind, and your breath. For a lot of us, this is where we're going to stop We'll breathe and be as happy as we can. If you're flying, you come back to meet us. Now the trickiest part is getting out. Hands to your hips, and at the same time, press up. Lower the right foot down, just stand. Switch the weight now onto your right leg, bend your left leg up, find traditional tree, hands come to prayer. Grip your hips in, especially that left hip and that right hip, actually both hips. Grow the arms up. Maybe look up with your eyes. Some days the balance is there, other days it's a struggle. Know that that is normal. Find stillness the best that you can. Good. Keep the shape and then float the foot away from your inner thigh. So you're just keeping the shape and you're just working that outer hip. The toes point towards the ground. The left thigh is floating in space. Keep the arms moving up. The hands may need to come to prayer. Cross the left ankle over that right thigh. Get heavy and sit into that chair. Then when you're ready, the arms can wrap back. So this is creating the openness of the heart and the chest. You can stay here, flex the left foot strong, or hands can come to prayer. You can anchor and get in there. Back of the triceps to the front of the shin. The foot will wrap around the right tricep here. Blocks are fantastic. Keep your chest open. Get real heavy in your standing right leg. The weight moves into your heel. Fly if you want. If not, just be here, be present, and feel. Couple more breaths. If you're flying, meet the foot back to the floor, come back and meet us. And then at the same time, see if you can bring your hands to your hips and press to stand up. Lower the left foot. Just stand at the top of the mat for a moment and feel what we've done so far. Arms slide straight up towards the sky, look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Let's keep it going, guys. You're doing great. Good. Meet me in a down dog. Have your blocks at the top of the mat. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. And if warrior one isn't in your practice, take crescent lunge, totally fine. Arms drop by side body. You're going to tip forward like this. We're going to launch off warrior three. Steer your hips. Flex your left toe strong. Lead with your heart and chest. A little bend behind your right leg. Look to the floor for a second. Bring your hands to prayer. Block's going to come underneath your left hand shoulder area. Right hand's going to come to the flat part of your back. Good. Look sideways or look up. Revolved Ardha. Right arm can stack towards the sky. Flex the left toes super strong. Side ribs long. Crown of the head moving forward as you stack yourself up. Twist open right here. Breathe your left leg up from your inner left thigh. Twist a little bit more. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Slide your feet together or a little separation. Sit into chair. Hands come to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and twist to the right. You can air twist too, guys. Let me see how you're doing with this. Watch that your knees stay lined up. Yeah, that's the biggest part. And that you stay heavy in the lower half of the body. Look sideways, look up, maybe even open up your arms depending on what you got going on. Stay with it. Good, stay heavy in your legs, pull around to chair, guys. So as you press to stand in chair, your right leg's just gonna lift up into the sky like this, 90-degree angle. Yeah, your arms are gonna move up. You're gonna wrap your right thigh around your left thigh and you're gonna wrap your right arm under for eagle. Yeah, get heavy in the legs and sit. Steer your hips towards the back edge of your mat and your knees forward. Look up with your eyes. Squeeze down the center line of your body, your arms and legs together. Squeezing the lower half of the body super tight, just unravel your arms. As we unravel, we're going to step back to warrior one on the left side. For some reason you were in crescent lunge, you go crescent instead. Steer your right ribs forward. So you're on warrior one or crescent lunge on the left side. Left leg is forward. Pause for a second and feel. Drop your arms by your side body. Pivot your torso forward. Here we go. Launch off warrior three. Use blocks. They're there for you. Steer your right thigh down. Lift your heart a little higher and always offer a little bend to behind the left knee. Hug your left hip in, eyes meet the floor, hands come to prayer. Slide a block underneath your right hand. I like taking my left hand to the flat part of the back. This gives me a lot of good information. Look sideways, and then I start to spin and look up. Good. Lift from that inner thigh, spark up those right toes, and twist open. If the range of motion is there this morning, the left arm will stack up. If not, just be happy with hand to back. Look sideways, find extension and twist. One more big breath in. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Slide the feet together or have a little separation. Sit into chair. Slide your hands to prayer, inhale the breath, hook the elbow, twist to the left. You got it. Watch that the right knee doesn't slide past the left. Continue the flow of the breath. Maybe open up your arms if you want a little more. Nice work, everyone. You're doing great. Stay heavy in your legs and pull around to a chair. Right. Arms are going to stay moving up. Now, as you press to stand, the left leg is just going to drift up to a 90-degree angle. See if you can do it kind of in one motion. Yeah, it's a little funny. Then wrap your left thigh around your right, and then wrap your left arm underneath your right. I like doing the legs sometimes first. Yeah, because I get the stability, and then I check in and see what's happening. Maybe the hands have to be in prayer. Maybe the arms are bear hugged. Right. Sit really tight, squeeze the legs, and then steer yourself in a straight line. So elbows over knees the best that you can. Heavy in that standing right leg. So keep the lower half of the body really tight. Just unravel the arms. Good. You're going to unravel back to crescent lunge. So just slide your left leg all the way back. I almost stepped off the mat this morning. Yes, heavy in that standing right leg. Hands come to prayer. Drop your back knee if you need a little TLC. Inhale the breath, lean out, hook the elbow, and twist. Good. You got to get in there. Sometimes the back knee down really just gives us what we need. Yeah, nice. So the muscles around the back left leg, the quadricep, the hamstring, they have to squeeze super tight to give you the stability. Yes, the side ribs are long and there's no round to your spine. So look sideways, look up. Yeah, and get the crown of the head to line up with your back foot. Just a few more breaths. Good. Look to the floor, take both hands down and frame out your front foot. Drop your back knee. Okay, guys. So this is a version of lizard that we're going to take. The back knee can stay down today. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm actually going to thread it to the outside. So I'm going to wrap it to the outside of my right foot. Yes. Now, you can stay like this and just work here, back knee up. You can stay with this and kind of lead with your heart and chest. This may be enough for you today. You can turn your foot out on an angle if you want. I'm going to keep mine actually forward, and I'm going to interlace my hands around my right ankle. Now, keeping the back knee down is going to give me a nice stretch, but to work even more, the back knee will lift, And then I'm going to start to lift up on my arms and straighten out my arms as I pull up on the front of my right ankle, hugging the right hip in. So different levels that work for everybody. Back knee can stay down. You can just have your hands down on the ground. But if you're looking for a little level of dimension of challenge, grab around the ankle, breathe here, 3 good breaths. Good. Unravel both your hands to the floor. Slide the hands on the inside. And then with control, the right leg's just going to step back to a down dog here. So before we move on to the left side, just sweep your right knee forward just for a quick half pigeon. Just take like a 30-second release of that hip and fold here. Yeah, lots of hip stuff today. Downward facing dog, just step back. Good work. If you need a little vinyasa, you're welcome to take it. If not, when you're ready, just land your left foot forward, crescent lunge on the left side. Let's finish this off strong. If you need the back knee down for support, stability, just mental health, do it. Hands to prayer, inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. Yeah, you kind of have to lean out and get in there. Crown of the head lines up with that back heel. Side ribs nice and long. Take the round of the spine. It's going to help you look sideways, look up. Yeah. Hug your left hip in strong. Activate the muscles around that back leg. Here we go. Last few breaths. Twist open. On the next sharp exhale breath, look to the floor, place both hands down. Good work. Drop the back knee for a moment. Wrap your left hand to the outside of that left foot so the fingertips and the left toes all line up in the same line of energy. This is a great place to stay. You can just breathe yourself open here and you can play. Back knee can pop up. If you want to try hooking the hands around the front of the ankle, maybe do it to start with the knee down. And then maybe a breath or two, you can lift that kneecap up and see if you can straighten your arms and hold onto the front of that left ankle. So just play a little here, a few breaths, a little bit of a challenging hip opener. Unravel yourself, take your hands back to the floor. Good. Slide back to a dog for a second. And then when you're ready, slide your left knee forward for half pigeon, okay? And just melt here. It's a short hold. Let yourself just kind of fall into the posture. Good work. Use the strength of your body and come up. Swing your right leg forward. Bend your legs in half. We kind of look like we did this before. Move your blocks with you. We're going to do 2 sets of bridge wheel or like legs up the wall type sensation. So lay down on your backs. Set yourself up for maybe a bridge, a supported bridge. Lift your hips up from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Drive the backs of the triceps into the mat. And maybe clasp your hands. Maybe reach for a block and slide it under. The feet have to be forward, the inner thighs wrapping down and under. Nice. No compression in your lower back here. If you're on a block, you can just stay. If you didn't slide a block underneath, exhale the breath, just release for a moment. And then reset one more. If you feel like you're ready to go for a full wheel, go for it. Flip the palms, chin to chest. If that's not your jam, slide a block underneath. Maybe the legs go up. You create the illusion of legs up the wall. It's great for lactic acid. Looks awesome, Katie. Spin your toes forward. Go for it here. Bring yourself up into a variation of a back bend that works. If your legs are up, clasp your hands around the block, and that's going to create the back bend while you're getting the legs up the wall sensation. Perfect. If you went to a full wheel, nice work. Tuck the chin, exhale the breath, and start to lower down. If the legs are straight up, bend the knees in half first. Take the feet flat to the floor next. Once you get them rooted, then remove any objects out from underneath you and lower down. Once the lower back hits the ground, hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a pretty solid squeeze. Reach for the outer blades of your feet and just pull down and around the ribs for happy baby. Good work. Slide your left leg straight forward, flex the foot so the calf is down on the ground, and just hug your right knee in towards your chest. And then take your right knee over towards the left for a simple twist. Yes, cactus the right arm. Roll up to center, relax the right leg out in front of you. Let it go really long. Flex the foot so the calf stays rooted. Hug the left knee in, and then simple twist to the other direction. Good. Roll up to center, even it out one last time, and set up for Shavasana. So about 2 minutes in resting position here. It is the most advanced pose that I know. So make yourself comfortable and allow yourself to be here for the next few minutes. Complete restoration. Yes. Complete relaxation. Take a full deep breath in. A complete loud exhale breath out. Move the arms up over the top of the head. Stretch from fingertips to toes this morning. Squeeze the knees in tight towards the chest. And rock yourself up the best that you can into a seated position. And just sit for a minute and feel. So the end of a practice should feel a little lighter, a little freer, a little bit more accomplished. Heart nice and open, and definitely more grounded, if anything. Hands come to prayer. Bow your head for a second. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Awesome work, my friends. See you Friday via Zoom. I will be in person tomorrow in Whippany if you're in New Jersey and you want to sweat a little. See you soon.